In this lecture, we will discuss some basics of chemistry. What is matter? Now, definition of matter is anything that occupies volume is called matter. Some people has given definition anything that occupies volume and has mass also is called matter. But this information that has mass is a redundant information or extra information. If anything has volume, then it will must have mass. So there is no need to say anything that has volume as well as mass both. So simply saying it has a volume is called matter. Now the chemistry started from philosophers. So there are two group of philosophers. One group of philosophers said matter is continuous. Another group of philosophers said that matter is discontinuous. What is the meaning of continuous? Let us say I have a object, and if I divide this object, I will get 2 object. If I divide further, I will get 4 object. Divide further, we will get 8 object. And similarly, the process can go on. So when the people are saying matter is continuous, this means the process of division will go up to infinity. So there is no end of cutting. You keep goes on cutting and cutting and cutting. So in this case, if you say matter is continuous, this means there is no end of division. So process of division will go up to infinity. But when I say matter is discontinuous, in this case the process of division is not infinite. That is basically finite. The process of division is fixed. Meaning is simple. If you have a object and you start dividing, you will come to a point after which division is not possible. So division is not possible after some point. And now the object that cannot be divided, so the smallest object that cannot be divided is called atom. So what we have the definition of atom. The smallest particle of substance, the smallest particle of substance that cannot be divided is called atom. Basically word atom is coming from Greek word atomos. So this word has a origin atomos, and this atomos is basically a Greek word, and in this word a means not, so a has a meaning of not, and word tom has a meaning of to divide or to cut. So anything that is not divisible is called atom. So the word has its own meaning, that is not divisible. So anything that cannot be divided is called atom. Now next we'll discuss there are three kind of matter we can have. So matter can be element, matter can be compound, or matter can be mixture. Matter can be mixture. So let us discuss one by one. So let us discuss first element. What is element? So element is a substance that has only one kind of atom. Is a substance that has only one kind of atom. Like sodium. Sodium is an element. All atom of sodium. If I take 100 gram of sodium, you will have all atom are same. All atom are alike. Same type. Now element can exist in two form. It can exist in atomic form or it may exist in molecular form. So when I say atom is element is exist in atomic form, something like sodium, calcium, potassium, that is the smallest unit of element is an atom. So when I say atomic form, atomic element, this means a smallest unit is atom. A smallest unit is atom. But when I say molecular element, that is molecular form of elements, that is molecular element, in this case, like oxygen is a molecular element, N2 is the molecular element, hydrogen is the molecular element, P4 is the molecular element. So the smallest unit is molecule. So smallest unit of element, a smallest unit of element is molecule. Now let us discuss more about molecule. What is molecule? Molecule is a group of atoms joined chemically. So a group of atoms joined chemically. This word that is joined chemically is important. If I have nitrogen, let us say I have a vessel of nitrogen, so this contains nitrogen molecule, and I have another vessel that contains oxygen molecule, sorry, oxygen atom. So this contains oxygen atom, oxygen atom. So this vessel contains oxygen atom and this vessel contains nitrogen atom. If I mix these two vessels or kept in a bigger vessel, I will have nitrogen plus oxygen, but there is no chemical action. So nitrogen and oxygen, there is no chemical bonding between nitrogen and oxygen. So this is not an example of molecule. So it's a not molecule, not a molecule. So simply this is mixture. So this is a mixture of nitrogen atom and oxygen atom. So this is the mixture of nitrogen and oxygen atom. This is not a molecule because no chemical bond. So it is important that mixture will be having compound must or molecule must have a chemical bond. Now next thing is atomicity. Now molecule can exist in two ways. So there are two kind of molecule you can have. Molecule that is formed by same kind of atom. Molecule is a group of atom. Now group of atom can be same kind of atom, or molecule can be two different kind of atom. Different kind of atom. Something like oxygen, that is contains same kind of atom. Nitrogen same kind of atom. S8 same kind of atom. But if I have molecule H2O, hydrogen and oxygen, two different kind of atom. CH4 carbon and hydrogen, two different kind of atom. NH3 two different kind of atom. So these are basically molecule having two different kind of atom. Next we'll discuss atomicity. What is atomicity? This is number of atom in a given molecule. So the number of atom, so atomicity is defined as the number of atom in a molecule. So number of atom in a molecule. Let us say if I say O2, so one oxygen, so number of atom in a molecule, number of atom. So oxygen molecule, if I see how many atom we have two atom in one oxygen molecule. So in this case atomicity is 2. Similarly ozone atomicity is 3. Nitrogen atomicity is 2. V4 atomicity is 4. S8 atomicity is 8. H2O atomicity is 3. So there are 3 atom. NH3 atomicity is 4. So we can find atomicity. This is same as total number of atom in a given molecule. Now what is compound? So we discussed about element. An element basically has same kind of atom. Element can exist in atomic form or molecular form. Now the question is, what is compound? So it is a type of matter composed of two or more different elements that are chemically bound together. So this is an important point. So let us say is a type. So compound is a type of matter composed of two or more different element that are joined, that are bonded chemically. Something like CO2, this is a compound. Carbon and oxygen are joined chemically. H2O is a compound. NH3 is a compound. Nitrogen and hydrogen is joined chemically. Oxygen and hydrogen is joined chemically. We have certain fixed properties of compound. So what are the properties of compound? So we can have properties of compound. So first property is compound always has a fixed mass ratio. Compound always has a fixed mass ratio. So something like if I take a heavy compound CaCO3 and you see molecular weight is 100, 40 plus 12 plus 3 into 16, so this is 100. Now this will contains 40 gram calcium and this is 12 gram carbon, 48 gram oxygen. This mass percentage is always fixed. So this means CaCO3 will always have 40% of calcium. This is 40 divided by 100 into 100. It will have 12% of carbon. It will have 48% of oxygen. So this is fixed. Now next important point for compound is compound has different property. Compound has different properties. Different properties from corresponding element from which it has been prepared, from which it has been found. It is found. something like H2O. So H2O can be formed from H2 plus O2, and this gives you H2O. You see, hydrogen basically burns. So if you want to ignite, hydrogen can be ignited, it burns. Now oxygen, it helps to burn. But now water basically does not support burning or dis-support burning. So water dis-support burning. Dis-support burning. Another important point we have for compound, by electrolysis compound can be converted into its component element. By electrolysis compound can be converted into corresponding component element, into its component element. Something like NaCl, if I have molten NaCl or fused NaCl, if I do electrolysis, we will have sodium plus chlorine gas. Similar in case of water, if I have H2O, if we do electrolysis, we will have hydrogen plus oxygen. So compound can be converted into corresponding component element by electrolysis. So these are the three properties of compound. Now what is mixture? Mixture is a group of substances that is simply physically mixed. So mixture is a group of substances is a group of substances that is physically mixed. And substances can be element as well as molecule both. So element or compound both. So you can have a mixture of element plus element, like alloy, element plus element, like mixture of zinc plus iron, mixture of H2 plus O2. No, this is mixture of helium plus argon. So this is a atom plus atom, that is element plus element. Or you can also have oxygen plus hydrogen. So mixture of element plus element. You can have mixture of compound plus compound, compound plus compound, like H2O plus CO2. So this is a mixture H2O plus CO2, water, and it has CO2, dissolved CO2 in water. You can have a mixture of NaCl plus water. So this is a compound plus compound mixture. This is a compound, this is a compound. Now you can also have possibility of element plus compound. So this is again a mixture. Like sodium dissolved in water. So sodium in water. So this is a element and this is a compound. So you can have a three possibility. Important point, in case of mixture, substances are physically mixed. So there is no chemical bonding in this case between atom. There is no chemical bond, no chemical action or chemical bonding. Important point, mixture can be separated into its component element by physical means. So this is also important. So mixture can be separated into its component element by physical means. So this is about element, compound, mixture, molecule and atoms.